Alright, so this is time to go swimming with manatees. I was planning it for a long time, and I kind of wish I, thought of more additional activities than I did. I was also supposed to go to the airboat trip, like 1 hour, 90 minutes, but they actually couldn't fill in the boat, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna go. But at least the 3 hours in the river, in the springs with God willing, we'll see some manatees and it's gonna be fun, interesting experience. I love water, I love snorkeling, I love diving. I mean, just give me more of that. So I really hope it's gonna work out. I was so busy this week, like bombarded with stuff, and whether it's at work or outside of it, and there was like some challenges here and there. So it was a hard week, and I wanted to again give it more attention in terms of this fun trip. To swim with manatees, but it's okay. I guess things happen, and you gotta manage, and you gotta keep going forward. So yeah, I'm looking forward. It's a 1.5 hour drive from Clearwater. I just, took the Starbucks, of course. I have some snack, like healthy fruits and stuff. Everything seems like I'm packed well, so yeah, I'm excited. Let's go.
So the trip to Homosassa River and Springs was absolutely wonderful. I had a really great time swimming with manatees. And man, there are so many interesting fun facts about them. I was actually surprised to learn about. And by the way, that particular area in Florida is actually capital of the world for manatees, right? So that's so interesting. They travel, I believe they can be both in salt water and fresh water, and they travel back and forth, or they migrate for purposes of just having warmer water, because they really struggle in cold water, and they need those warm waters to sort of essentially be healthy, grow, and amplify their families, if you will. And so they're also called sea cows, like their fun nickname, right? And there's multiple species apparently. Again, that's another thing I didn't know per se. And they can grow all the way up to 13 or even 15 feet long, and range anywhere from 800 to 1200 pounds. However, some of the biggest ones reach 3500 pounds, that's a sea cow. Let's go. But the crazy part is they have no natural predators whatsoever. So chill. Like alligators don't want them, nobody wants them. I don't know why. And actually, one of the reasons that the tour navigator said that was they are very lean. As big as they are, they don't necessarily have a lot of fat, and so that could be the reason. But yeah, I almost want to study this topic more, because I was so surprised that they don't have any predators that go after them. Yeah, they have sort of although they're big, their lungs run horizontally across their body, and they help the buoyancy control, almost like a natural scuba tank. And they have this funny way of essentially sort of sleeping, right? They can hold their breath up to 20 minutes, and they literally sleep, and then when there is a necessity to breathe in, they essentially wake up and go back to the surface, breathe in, and then they go back, which is sort of crazy. I mean, such interesting and funny creatures. So yeah, I loved the experience. I met some nice people. The tour guide was great too. I actually made an amazing photographer, and she's a professional scuba diver as well, who've done more than 3,000 dives, which was absolutely just the coolest thing ever. And you know that I love scuba diving at this point if you watch my channel. But yes, I was a bit concerned because we didn't see a whole lot of manatees at first, or rather we saw them, but when we started swimming and snorkeling, we were not able to get close enough to them. They were just sort of swimming away. And although this spot was less crowded than others, there still was concerns about how much exposure we'll get to manatees and how much time we will have, because there were so many other sort of traveling boats here and there, just with a bunch of people hanging out, not interested in the manatees or just natural exploration. And so that was a concern. But eventually we did get to see underwater a bunch of manatees, and what was the most the coolest part was actually the ending of that trip, specifically the swimming portion, the snorkeling option, is when we saw a really small and cute manatee, like a manatee baby essentially. I mean, not that small, but very young. And I have a photo where it seemed like she was literally looking at me, and I've seen that funny face like so close. And by the way, you can't quite touch them unless they bump into you, and then naturally you may, but you're not supposed to touch them. It's actually forbidden by law. You might get in serious trouble, up to the criminal responsibility. And I love that though. I love that there is protection and conservation efforts. But long story short, there was a really fun encounter that we had, and also it was a season where you saw just so many mom manatees and their babies. That was an interesting experience for sure. So I loved it, and I would love to do this again. Turned out I had way more time and everything went by so fast that I just wanted to do something else before I get home. By the way, I think I actually had a plan for the airborne trip, but unfortunately something happened. They didn't have enough people, and so although I booked it weeks ahead, they had to cancel it, and it was a bummer because they have a cool experience where it's actually fast airborne, like not like let's say in the Everglades in Florida where it's more of a slow ride, which also made sense for that kind of exploration. But so eventually I decided to go to the Schiller Homosassa Springs Wildlife State Park, and I absolutely loved it as well. And by the way, it also had manatees there too. I also have seen the oldest hippo in the world. I think it's 65 years old or something. The oldest living at last, right? And I don't remember the name at this point. You guys can find it, but it was so funny to see this hippopotamus like so chill, like sleeping, not wanting to do anything. Obviously old, but very, very beautiful. And yeah, the nature is great there. Obviously, love the animals, birds. I mean, I've seen pretty much different creatures. I mean, from eagles to gators to owls. I mean, you name it. It seemed like it's not like a humongous territory, but it's actually covering a lot of different species, so I really liked that experience as well. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I had sort of a combo with this state park and the manatees trip. I loved it and I want to do it again, and I just, these are the kind of experiences that remind me how much nature is beautiful, and there are so many things to do and so many things to explore that it might not take the entire lifetime to try everything, but it's worth to strive for it, that's for sure. Alright, well, I see you on my next adventures.